Hey, what's up guys? We here at Roblox Games put a lot of time and effort into our content, and it would be very much appreciated if you could drop a like on this video, and if you enjoy this video, please subscribe to our channel for more content. The criteria for our game ratings were the combination of IGN, Metacritic, GameSpot, and our own scores added up into one overall rating for each game with a score out of 35. Civilization VI was released on October 21st and is the only game on this list that is a PC exclusive. This game was developed by 2K Games and was distributed by Take-Two, the company that gave us games like GTA, NBA 2K, Red Dead, Mafia, BioShock, Borderlands, and many more. Civilization VI is a turn-based strategy video game in which one or more players compete alongside computer-controlled AI opponents to grow their individual civilization from a small tribe to control of the entire planet across several periods of development. This can be accomplished by achieving one of several victory conditions, all based on the 4X gameplay elements: explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. Civilization VI was designed by Ed Beach and has come a long way since Civilization I, that was designed by Sid Meier in 1991. Civilization scored a 29.9 out of 35. Doom was released on May 13th and was developed by ID Software and published by Bethesda Softworks, the company that gave us huge game series like Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Fallout, and The Elder Scrolls. Doom was originally announced as Doom 4 in 2008. The game underwent an extensive development cycle with different builds and designs before being restarted in 2011 and revealed as simply Doom. Doom's single-player mode has badass demons, big effing guns, and moves really fast, according to ID Software executive producer Marty Stratton. In Doom's multiplayer, there's several modes such as Team Deathmatch and its variation Soul Harvest, as well as Freeze Tag, Warpath, Domination, and Clan Arena. Players can also use power-ups like quad damage, invisibility, as well as picking up really powerful guns like the BFG, a gun that is one-shot kill. There are also teleporters scattered all over the map to make the multiplayer that much more intense. Having someone randomly pop up behind you with a shotgun. This game has very good fast-paced gun mechanics along with good art and an amazing soundtrack. For that reason, Doom scored a 29.9 out of 35. Forza Horizon 3 was released on the 27th of September and is an Xbox exclusive. Well, it's technically not since you can get it on PC, but whatever. Forza Horizon 3 is set in an open world environment based in Australia, with the map twice the size of that in Forza Horizon 2, and includes places such as Surfers Paradise, Byron Bay, Yarra Valley, and the Outback. The game features a 4-player cooperative multiplayer campaign and cross-platform play, as it is a part of the Xbox Play Anywhere program. A total of 350 cars are available to players at launch, the most amount of cars to be featured in a Horizon game as of yet. This is by far one of the best racing games of the new generation, and that being said, it has received a score of 30 out of 35. Dishonored II was released on November 11th and is the second game that Bethesda Softworks published on this list. After playing as Empress Emily Kaldwin during the prologue of Dishonored 2, players can decide to play either as Emily or as Corvo Attano, the protagonist from the previous game. Players can choose whether to play stealthily or not, and can finish the game without taking a life. Dishonored 2 introduces non-lethal combat moves and features the chaos system used in the first game. The player gains chaos by killing characters representative of the player destabilizing the world. 15 years after Corvo Attano restored Emily Kaldwin to the throne after being framed for her mother's assassination. However, all is not well as a serial murderer dubbed the Crown Killer has been brutally murdering Emily's enemies, leading many to believe that Emily and Corvo are responsible for the murders. This game is well made and scored a 30 out of 35. Pokemon Sun and Moon was released on November 18th. The game takes place on the tropical islands of the Alola region. The player starts off moving to the Alola region's Mele Mele Island with their mom. They meet Professor Kukui, who tells them that the island Kahuna is willing to give a free starter Pokemon to any trainer. However, when they reach the Kahuna's residence in Iki Town, they find the town square empty. Professor Kukui asks the player to go and find the townspeople around the ruins honoring the island's guardian deity, Tapu Koko. The player meets Lily and helps protect her special Pokemon from a flock of Spearow, but is promptly saved by Tapu Koko, who drives off the Spearow and gives the player a mysterious stone. Back in town, the player meets and gets his starter Pokemon from Kahuna Hala, and then meets and defends Hao, another boy. The player is then given a Rotom Dex by Professor Kukui, who tells the player and Hao about island challenges, and tells him to visit the trainer's school. Sun and Moon got a 30 out of 35. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was released on November 4th and came packaged with Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. In my opinion, this is the best we've got of jetpack warfare from the series. The campaign introduces a new setting, outer space, new gameplay mechanics such as zero-gravity environments are also included. Players are equipped with a boost pack which allow players to move in these zero-gravity environments easily. As the game is set in space, players can visit different planets, satellites, and asteroids in the solar system. The multiplayer introduces a major overhaul to the class system called the Combat Rigs. Similar to the Specialist system in Black Ops 3, there are 6 rigs in total, all of which have different payloads, weapons abilities, and playstyles. Players can also gain access to several persistent perks known as traits, which give players advantages in combat situations. Additionally, the game retains the chain-based momentum movement system of Black Ops 3, allowing players to perform thrust jumps, sliding, and wall running. The game also features a cooperative multiplayer zombies mode, which has its own gameplay mechanics and story, separate from the campaign. This game has a lot to it and is an excellent game. That being said, it got a score of 30 out of 35. Inside was released on June 29th on the Xbox Store and August 23rd on the PSN Store. This game was a very well-reviewed game, and the developers, Play Dead, deserve it all. Inside is about a nameless red-shirted boy who slides down a rocky incline. While running through a forest, he encounters masked guards with flashlights, as well as vehicles with mounted spotlights. He escapes the guards, then crosses a road where a block has been set up with more vehicles and guards, to a farm where parasitic worms cause pigs to run rampant. The boy must use the animals and farm equipment to escape the city where lines of zombie-like people are moved through mind control. Beyond the city is a large factory of flooded rooms, a shockwave atrium, and a laboratory environment where scientists are performing underwater experiments on bodies. While traversing these areas, the boy uses a mind control helmet to solve puzzles by controlling lifeless gray bodies. The boy eventually comes across an underwater siren-like creature that attaches a device onto him. This allows the boy not only to utilize mind control without a helmet, but also to breathe underwater. This game was developed using a program called Unity, and shows you that you don't need amazing 3D graphics with crazy explosions to make an amazing game, and for that reason Inside scored a 30 out of 35. Battlefield 1 was released on October 21st and is the first game of the series to take place in World War I. DICE did a very good job at capitalizing on the FPS genre's need for something that isn't in space. FPS fans were getting sick of jetpack warfare, and Battlefield fans were a little disappointed with Hardline's lack of gameplay. So the devs at DICE made a smart move and developed a beautiful looking game that stayed true to the Battlefield roots. The campaign mode has larger and more open environments than those in previous installments in the franchise, with more options and choices in terms of paths to completing levels and how to approach combat. Players can control several characters in the campaign. If the player dies in the prologue, they will then take control of another soldier and roll instead of reloading from a checkpoint. These roles can range from tank gunner to flame trooper to rifleman. When the player dies, a name appears on the screen of a real soldier along with their birth year. Unlike its predecessors, the game features a collection of war stories, similar to an anthology. Battlefield 1 scored a 31 out of 35. Overwatch came out on May 24th and is such a fun game to play. From all the different characters you can be to all the awesome special moves they have, the game just feels perfectly made. A lot of people were surprised on the fact that it was a full price game with no story mode, but that didn't stop it from getting 10 out of 10 rating all over the internet. Overwatch is an arena multiplayer FPS and is a fast-paced shooter that lots of people fell in love with, and is played in tournaments all over the world with huge prizes up for grabs. Overwatch is Blizzard's fourth major franchise and came about following the 2014 cancellation of the ambitious, massively multiplayer online role-playing game Titan. A portion of the Titan team came up with the concept of Overwatch, based on the success of team-based first-person shooters like Team Fortress 2 and the growing popularity of the multiplayer online battle arenas, creating a hero-based shooter that emphasized teamwork. Whether you're a tank, support, offensive or defensive type of player, you have to learn what your character's movesets are and use them in the right moments to get your team the win. Overwatch got an amazing score of 32.9 out of 35. Uncharted 4 was released on May 10th and is arguably the best story to be told on next gen. Years before the events of Uncharted: Drake's Fortune, brothers Nate and Sam Drake are hunting the treasure of infamous pirate Henry Avery, who plundered $400 million during the 1695 Gunsway heist. Alongside their financier Rafe Adler, the Drakes infiltrate a Panamanian jail to access the cell once held by Avery's first mate, Burns, where Nate discovers a hollow St. Dismas idol. During their escape, Sam is seemingly killed by pursuing guards, causing Nate to abandon the quest. 15 years later, Nate has retired with his wife Elena, though he misses the excitement of his old life. He is visited by Sam, who had survived his injuries and spent the last 15 years in prison. He escaped with ruthless drug lord Hector Alcazar, who, entranced by Sam's tales about Avery, has demanded that Sam finds the treasure or be killed. Although reluctant to return to adventuring, Nate agrees to help Sam, but tells Elena that he will be working a Malaysian salvaging job. Uncharted was well made. From the graphics to the gameplay, this game was praised all over the internet. Being a PlayStation 4 exclusive and still selling over 2.7 million copies in its first week of release is just unbelievable, making it the fastest selling entry in the series as well as the best selling PlayStation 4 video game. The game also had a multiplayer mode that was pretty well made, where players play as different characters in the series and are tasked to defeat their opponents. Treasures can be found in all maps, which can be used to purchase items and weapons. After The Last of Us, we knew this game was going to be special, and it really was. Uncharted 4 scored a 33.5 out of 35, an almost perfect score. If you agree or disagree with anything in this video, let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.